What's up, it's you? For today's video, we're my full Dragapult team. You know what, Dragapult, you just never, ever see this Pokemon. So I thought, I'd take this Pokemon you never ever see and put it on one team. Just joshing. Alright, people, I did both these battles on my Twitch. If you want to check me out there, the link is in the description of the video. Thank you to all people who have come over already. Man, these battles are like super long, so I had to do a fair bit of editing between the communicating part and stuff like that, because one of the battles, this first one was like 20 minutes long, so that was pretty much like a super long battle for Sword and Shield. Hope you guys enjoy this one. If you enjoyed these CNTs, people, please drop a like on the video. I'd very much appreciate it. Alright, we got a battle. This one was on my Twitch, and we got a Crustle lead. This was against Ainsley. Once again, if you are in this battle, featured in this battle against someone I battle against, drop a comment below in the comment section. Always like to know who if I battled someone that watches my videos or anything like that. Alright, so Crustle is quite a threatening Pokemon. This is a Power Herb Dragapult, so I just gave them, Dragapult names like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I knew what they were. Alright, so we're going to Power Herb set here. We're going to be going for a dive against a Crustle, and it does okay damage, I guess, here. So we've got max speed and max attack. Sorry, we don't have max speed, max attack. We've got max special attack and max attack. I'm relying on its nice base speed, right? And I'm getting some maximum damage out of its special and physical moves. Let's have a look at that one. So we got Phantom Force here. I thought that was the best thing to go for there. So we're going to be going for that. Now, the other move I had on it was Solar Beam. And I basically had all charge moves, and the other move I had was Acrobatics too. So this thing's going to be setting up for me like no tomorrow. It's got spikes and stuff like that. It's going to be a bit of a problem, but I thought I might as well get some damage on this thing, before it took me out or to go for a Shell Smash or something like that. I didn't want that. But I was pretty confident it didn't have Shell Smash because it was setting up like an entry hazard. So most of them ones are just like probably just bulky offense and not really a sweeping Shell Smash one. Well, that's what I was thinking anyway. That's mostly what I see. So we got some left sides recovery. I'm going to go for an Acrobatics here, and Acrobatics really doesn't do a lot of damage. I need one more to take it out, and this thing got like 3 layers of spikes up against me. That really sucks. So I didn't have any rapid spinning Dragapults on my team. It'd be nice if I got that. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Crustle. There's nothing I can really do against it to do any more damage. Then I could have swapped right, but I didn't really want to reveal any of my other Dragapults. I kind of wanted to see what the next Pokemon was. So we taken out that first Crustle, right? That was good. And now we got Gengar coming in. So Gengar's going to be a really big problem, right? Because I've got 6 Dragapults, and they're all weak to Gengar. So I'm going to get absolutely bodied there by that Gengar, which sucks. And down goes my Dragapult. However, I do have a speedier Dragapult. That one, remember, had no speed EVs in it. So we're going to be going to Dragapult 1. Yeah, this is my shiny one. So taking some... Oh, I had Stealth Rocks and the Spikes. They set up good against me. Like, I was literally losing like half my health. This is a Astonish beat up Dragon Darts double hit set with King's Rock. So this one was pretty fun to use. So what I did right is usually I'd lead with it. In that case, I probably should have led with it. I actually normally always lead with that set so I can get 6 beat ups and the King's Rock flinch. But in this case, I only had 5 Pokemon left. So beat up was going to hit 5 times, and hopefully I could get a flinch. Unfortunately, they decided to Dynamax their Gengar. Obviously, they know that I've got 6 Dragapults, right? And thought, oh, let's just go for a G-Max Gengar, right, and finish this battle really quick. So we're going to get Curse Body there, which is quite funny because I can keep attacking after that. Obviously, the next turn when I pick that move, I can't. I just think with Curse Body, right, once you activated it, it would sort of make sense that the attack would stop, right? Because, I mean, I know it's sort of like you can't select the next turn, but I don't know. I'm being real here. Then again, Pokemon isn't like, when you think about it, Pokemon moves aren't exactly realistic. So we got that, I think that was coming off a Shadow Ball there, and that is my Dragapult down. So that's, unfortunately, I've lost a third of my team already. Now, I've got to go into Dragapult 6 here, and I got to take this Gengar out before it sweeps the rest of my team. So taking some Stealth Rocks damage there and some Spikes damage. Once again, almost putting him at like half health. This is probably the most sweatiest set I've got on my team. It's a Choice Spec set. Going for the Shadow Ball, and Gengar is not going to be able to live that one. I'm glad I could get rid of Gengar because that was a very big counter to my team. Gengar's got nice speed as well, and it's got nice special attack. It's got the chance of taking me out. The only thing I was actually worried about when I came across, especially this thing, was a Choice Scarf user. That was a very scary thought. And stuff like Mamoswine too. So Mamoswine's going to go for an Ice Shard there. It didn't even matter what speed I had, and that is going to take me down in one shot. Man, this is a scary Pokemon. So it's got Life Orb and Ice Shards. It's like, man, this has probably got Adamant Nature and Life Orb. So into Dragapult 5 here, I'm going to take some damage. So see how they've got the Stealth Rocks and Spikes going at the same time. That's a big worry. Now, this was a a very offensive physical set. You could see my moves there, Dragon Dance, Steel Wing, Dragon Darts, all those sort of moves there. So I thought, okay, I'm going to go into my Dragapult, obviously, and go for Dynamax here, and hopefully I could live the Ice Shard just with the extra bit of bulk I get from the Dynamax, and then take out the Mamoswine. That's what I was hoping for anyway. So getting that big buff, I did actually remember to do the candies. Actually, I remember to do the Dynamax candies on every single one of these, so I was pretty happy with myself, guys. Pat on the shoulder there. All right, so I'm going to hit by the Ice Shard. I lived that one, which is really nice, and we can see some more Life Orb damage there. I can go for a Steel Wing here, or Max Steel Strike. Now, that will give me a +1 in defense too, which would be very handy, and, against any, I guess, weaker priority moves that are physical, that sort of thing. And Mamoswine is going to go down there. So Gengar and Mamoswine were very, very big counters to this team. All right, this is where things got quite interesting. So we got the Mimikyu. I was like, okay, let's go for Max Darkness on this set. Let's see if we can take this Mimikyu out. It's going to be about a 3-hit KO. Mimikyu is very, very bulky, right? Now, Mimikyu is going to be going for a Pain Split here. Now, unfortunately for Mimikyu, man, if I need to see Mimikyu once more, I'm going to go crazy. Unfortunately, when it went for Pain Split, it actually gave me health left. I guess they thought I'd probably do a little bit more damage, right? Okay, so the next hit is going to take it out, which is really nice. In and Out drops hard, but it's quite funny because the Dynamax actually saved me there. So Mimikyu goes down, and I'm still standing. Well, not quite standing, but floating. Okay, so Morpeko's got to come in. Now, Morpeko, actually, this is another really good counter to my team, especially a 6 Dragapult team. So you've got Gengar, Mamoswine, and Morpeko. So going for an Outrage here, I didn't have Dragonite, so I had the Outrage instead, my bad. So we got the Morpeko living on a Sash there. I kind of guessed it would have Sash, and now we got the Aura Wheel, which is going to take me out, which is really, really unfortunate. So every time it uses Aura Wheel, it's going to get a +1 in speed. And then that spells doom for my team, because if it can hit me with Aura Wheel when it's in its angry mode, it's going to be a dark type Aura Wheel. So what I did right is I went into my Dragapult 4 right. I was like, okay, I've got to sack one of my Pokemon off right. Dragapult 4 is going to have to be it. Now this was, I'm trying to remember what this was. My Will-O-Wisp Hex special attacking set, max speed, max special attack. I had to sack it off. There was nothing I could do. So it's going to go for an Aura Wheel. It's going to be a dark type move now because it's in Hangry mode, and Dragapult 4 is going to go down. However, there was a reason for me doing that. Now I had one more Dragapult left, right? And this was a bulky Dragapult. Now I thought, okay, unless they got Protect, I should be in a good place to actually be able to take this one out. So into Dragapult 3 here, I've got a bulky Sleep Talk rest set, and this has Infestation, right? So I've got a Breaking Swipe on this one too. This is max health and max special defense. So we've got the Aura Wheel here. Obviously, I thought it would do as much damage to me as possible. It didn't take me out. I live on 69 health, and I'm going to be able to take this out with an Infestation. So that was really good. If they had Protect there, and they protected and then went back into other mode, I'd say they would have taken me out, and that would have been game. So that was good. I was running a bulky set. Now, the item on this one is Leftovers as well, just for a little bit of extra recovery, right? So the next Pokemon we're coming at is Mantine, and this is where the battle got really, really long, exactly like something else. So firstly, I was like, okay, let's get the Infestation going against the Mantine, and Mantine's going to go for a Scald. So like, okay, they're trying to burn me. That's fine. They don't know that I've got any forms of recovery either, and you know what? I got burned on the first go. You know what? After all the years of battling, nothing surprises me anymore. So I wasn't really worried about the burn at all. I hadn't revealed that Rest and Sleep Talk or anything like that. So I was pretty comfortable. I was like, unless this Mantine has Roost, which a lot of them do have, we might actually have a pretty good finish here. I might be able to take this Mantine out, pretty quickly. So I got Breaking Swipe too, and even with no investment in attack right, this Dragapult still hits reasonably hard. Now, the idea of this set is a bulky special defense set, right? And you can go for, like, the Breaking Swipe and, drop their attack. So it gets very, very bulky if in a 1v1 situation. Pretty fun. Breaking Swipe's a cool move, too. You should definitely try it out. It's better, in my opinion, it's much better in doubles. But you can have a little bit of fun with it in singles. So this was a really, really long part here. I was waiting to actually get out of the Rest so I can, actually hit it with Breaking Swipe. And we're going to get Rest there. So Sleep Talk Rest again. And it's going to fail. And then my worst nightmare came true. Mantine went for a Roost. So I was like, oh, here we go. Now, this is where it gets interesting, right? We're both down to one Pokemon, right? in a 1v1 situation, if you can't take each other out and it's a stalemate, it's the Pokemon that has the most health at the end who wins, right? It doesn't, like, any of the other stuff doesn't mean jack, right? It sort of counts down from there. So I was like, okay, I need to be at max health, right? That's possible with rest. The only bad thing, right, is I have to be asleep for 2 turns, so the Mantine can inflict some sort of damage. And I'm not really doing a lot of damage to it unless I start going for a breaking swipe, right, and trying to burn up those roosts. Now, at this stage of the game, I estimated we were around 15 or 16 minute mark in the battle. So, like, I really need to maybe try and, get some, go for just breaking swipe instead of actually going to sleep, right? I need to pressure them into using their roots. So breaking swipe actually does pretty good damage there. I guess they're running just a very, very bulky Mantine there. And Mantine is going to start going for roots. I was like, okay, Mantine could essentially keep going for roost just continually and for the clock to count down, right? There was enough time for that to happen if they wait, even if they didn't wait out the whole minute on their move, right? That's what I was thinking. Now, Infestation was actually pretty key here to get some extra damage in, so I really needed that up like constantly all the time. So go for another breaking swipe. I say breaking swipe after leftovers was about a 6-hit KO. Now we got the Mantine, go for the Scald again. They were trying to get me to burn so they could get some extra burn damage each time too, but that is not going to happen. So their Scald ride was almost pretty much healed up by my leftovers, which was pretty good. So the Infestation there is actually going to get freed. So that's unfortunate. Now Mantine's not going to take any damage for that. Now I know Mantine's just going to keep going for roost and roost and roost over again. Now the only thing about the Mantine ride, if it decides to hit me with a Scald ride, then it's going to waste a turn not going for roost and it's not going to be at full health. So if I could keep pressuring it right to go for roost, I could get it in a situation where I was positive I could definitely have more health than it if it, got hit by an Infestation and then a breaking swipe ride. So Mantine's got about, I don't know, like, well, how many, like, -4 attack at the moment? It'd be super funny if it had, like, a physical move. Anyway, it's not going to do much with the Scald again. They're trying to get the burn, obviously. The only thing about that is, even if I did get burned, I could essentially go for a rest again and then, we can start this whole thing over again. All right, so go for another breaking swipe. I estimate probably 2 to 3 more to take the Mantine out, and Mantine's going to keep going for another roost here. Now, when you look at it in a battle situation, right, say there wasn't a 20-minute timer, say there was a 60-minute timer, this Dragapult would always beat the Mantine, right? Because I can go to sleep. I don't even have to use sleep talk. I can just close my eyes for a little bit, have a little bit of a dream about Mantine, and, wake up and I'll still be fresh, But Mantine has to continually keep using Roost because I hit harder with Breaking Swipe, and Roost has less PP when you compare it to Rest Sleep Talk, right? With Rest, you can use it once, and then for 2 turns it lasts, then you can use it again. You don't even have to use Sleep Talk and waste the PP. Anyway, people, so we're getting very close to the end of the battle here. We're down to probably the last 2 or 1 minute of the battle. I think it's 2 minutes or 1 minute. We just passed the 3-minute threshold there. And Mantine is holding on, man. This thing was like a cockroach in this battle, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you tried to get rid of it, but it just kept coming back. So go for another Infestation. Now, I needed to get that Infestation damage happening because it was, eventually free bite. So it's going to get inflicted by that, and it's just going to keep going for Roost over and over again. At this point in the game, I think I was counting the Roost. I think they still had quite a few left. I think they had like about 5 or 6 left. So I was like, there's no way I can PP out their Roost, right? So I'm going to have to get some damage on them, by the time the timer goes down. So finally, we got in below the last minute there. I did my final breaking swipe damage there. Mantine went for its final Roost here, and I was like, okay, well, that's going to get it probably up to full health again, but I will get a little bit of extra damage there from the Infestation, and that could mean a lot of damage there in the end. So now the battle timer is on 0. We both make our moves. It doesn't really matter because both our moves aren't going to go through, and I ended up winning there and then because I had more health there. So thank you for the battle, AZ. That was a very big, stall wall at the end there. And they did actually, when you look about it, they had a good chance to actually win that battle too. Like, I just had to have more damage to them. So I had like a Pokemon that had a little bit more damage. Like, if roles were reversed and they had like a, like an Aegislash or something, I could have been in trouble. If they had a little bit more damage, it could have been scary. All right, next battle we have this one. I'm not sure what this one was against. I think this was also on my Twitch stream as well. And this is a bad matchup for my, this Corsola. So I'm going to go into my Dragapult number 4. Let's go what this set is. This is my Hex set. You guys didn't actually get to see this set in the first battle because it got dunked in one move by the, it was the, from the Morpeko, right? Remember, it was using the Aura Wheel and I got like messed up and had to sack a Pokemon off. Yeah, this is a set. So go for Will-O-Wisp. It's quite funny because we both went for it there. Corsola went for that one. I was thinking, okay, it's got Hex, or it's just burning me because it's thinking it's a physical set, right? So now they're going to set up the Stealth Rock. Man, at this point in the game, I almost had enough of Entry Hazards. every battle I went in, there was pretty much entry hazards everywhere, and it was quite rough, right? So now we've got the burn on there. I was like, let's go for Hex and see how much this does. That gets absolutely annihilated, nearly in one shot, and now it's going to go for Nightshade. That's some fixed damage on the Dragapult, but man, Corsola got absolutely wrecked by this set. Now, this was quite a fun set. This is a Tri-Attack Will-O-Wisp Hex set. Worked pretty nicely, actually. So you could go for a Tri-Attack, right? Say if I couldn't go for Will-O-Wisp, right, and burn them, I could go for Tri-Attack, get a status, and then go for Hex afterwards, right? Now we've got the Chandelure coming in. It's going to go for the Shadow Ball. So like, uh-oh. Chandelure. So when I say Chandelure, I think it's a great Choice Scarf Pokemon, right? And I was actually getting a bit worried. It's like, Choice Scarf Chandelure, this is really, really bad. So now we're going to go into Dragapult 5 and see what's going to be happening here. So taking some Stealth Rock damage, and I'm going to go for the Sucker Punch here. Chandelure takes it pretty well there considering, and now it's going to go for a Shadow Ball. So that's going to be my Dragapult down. Now, I do have a bulky Dragapult on my team. It's not going to be as fast as the Chandelure, but I was like, you know, I might be able to have to swap that, and that could be the thing I could do. Or I could Dynamax too. There was always a couple of options I could do. So with the Dragapult 3, I'll start to decide, okay, I probably have to Dynamax here, because the rest of my team's going to get absolutely bodied. If I swapped in my bulky Dragapult, that would probably get wrecked really hard too. Or if it did leave, I'd only been on a little bit of health, and then it wouldn't be helpful, right? Because it'd just be dead weight. I may come across another threat on the team. And I will come across another threat on the team. As you guys watch this battle, this was a crazy, crazy battle, right? You might be able to see what Pokemon they're using so far to see what's going on. All right, so getting hit by that Shadow Ball, I lived that one, and now I'm going to go for the Max Wormwind. Now, this was my bulky Dragapult too, by the way, but I decided to Dynamax it. Now, if I didn't Dynamax it, judging on the damage I did, I possibly could have lived that one very badly. It would have been, like, extremely close. So getting some leftover recovery there and healing myself up. We're over 200 health, so this is pretty good. Next Pokemon we got is the Polteageist. So you might be able to see what team they're running. If you haven't picked up on it yet, they are running a Mono Ghost team as well, which is dangerous, right? Because you might think it's even, but it's not, because I've got one type of Pokemon and they've got, like, lots of different types of Pokemon, right? And that means they got a wider variety of moves. Plus, they were running, like, really, like, sweaty sets. They were going really hard in this battle, like, with the seed. You guys will be able to see it, right? So we have that Chandelure, we have the Corsola, now we've got the Shell Smash Polteageist. Another great counter to my team, right? So I can go for an attacking move here and hopefully take this out. And if I don't take it out, I'm pretty much gone here. So getting some more leftover recovery, which is good. Now, this was a very bulky set on the special side. So I was sort of hoping that, you know, they may go for another move than, you know, a ghost type move, but, you know, things weren't looking too good. So we got the big old Polteageist here, and once again, any ghost type move against any of my other Pokemon are going to be able to take me out, like, easily in one shot there. I guess the only thing that could, maybe they could stop this would be a priority move, right? The Polteageist. So they're going to go for the Max Mindstorm. I was like, okay, they're going for that to stop any priority moves that I might have. I was such a tanky set, they definitely didn't, they definitely didn't expect that. So my Dragapult was actually able to live that attack, and now I can take them out. So that was a good play, but a bad play, right? Because it was a good play in the fact that, you know, after you Shell Smash or Polteageist, right, the only thing you're really weak to is like a Sucker Punch, a Shadow Sting, any sort of like priority move, right, you're very weak to. Putting up the Psychic Terrain can get around that, which is great. But if you're versing a bulky Dragapult like that, no one's going to run this sort of set. But they sort of got a bit unlucky there, that I was running that set. All right, so next Pokemon we got is Mimikyu. Another great counter to this team, and with like an overpowered ability like Disguise, right? So it's like, oh man, the counters just keep coming here. So go for the Infestation. That is going to break Disguise, that's huge, right? Because breaking that Disguise means I can actually do some damage to the Mimikyu. Plus, Mimikyu's gonna, it didn't go for Shadow Sting. So like, okay, it must go for Sword Dance or Play Rough. So I went for the Sword Dance, like crap. The only good thing, right, is remember they put that Max Mindstorm on the field. That's gonna stop them using Shadow Sting. So like, this is actually good. This actually worked really well in my favor. So they can't use any priority moves. So getting some damage on the Disguise Busting and the Infestation as well. They tried to go for Shadow Sting. It's going to fail because they've set up their own Psychic Terrain, and I popped that rest off, which is really good. Now, I thought about going for another Infestation, but I thought against it. I thought I may as well get my health back, and I might be able to make use of this Dragapult, and I might be able to see what other moves this Mimikyu has, right? Because we know they've got Sword Dance, we know they've got Shadow Sting. Does it have Shadow Claw? Does it have Play Rough? That's normally the moves that it always run. So go for that Sleep Talk there, hoping, praying for a move, And I get rest, which really, really sucks. I would have loved another infestation. And now we got the Shadow Claw for Mimikyu. And boy, I got hit really, really hard there. Dragapult 3 is going to go down. But MVP there, man, absolute MVP, the bulky Dragapult. Okay, so now I got Dragapult 2 sliding into the battle. Now, this was my, I believe this was my choice spec set. No, sorry, it was my Power Herb Phantom Force set. So go for the Phantom Force here. I've still got the Power Herb attached. I'm going to spank Mimikyu. Where's it spanking? I think that was on its face. And Mimikyu is going to go down, which is really going to look at the counters that are coming up so far. So that's 4 Pokemon down there, right? And the weirdness is going to go from the battlefield, which suited me fine. Now, next Pokemon, we got another counter, Aegislash. Man, they just kept coming. So going for the Phantom Force here. Now, the only good thing about this matchup, right, is Phantom Force has the ability to get through any stuff like King Shield. So, like, this is actually really good. So now we've got a Shadow Ball. Aegislash is not going to be able to hit me, which is great. And now it's going to go for its stand change here, and it's going to go for the King Shield. So they probably thought they were safe, or they didn't realize that this move actually goes through there, or they just wanted to get back into defensive form. Regardless of all of those things, I was actually going to be able to bust through there and do a lot of damage. That was over 3/4 damage. So I only need to hit that once more, and it's going to go down. So we've got some leftover recovery there. For a second, I thought, oh crap, it's got weakness policy. It might have Shadow Sneak. I could be in a lot of trouble here. But usually it has Shadow Ball. Normally it's a special set, right? So go for the Phantom Force again, disappearing. And it's going to go for a Substitute. I'm like, oh man, it's got Substitute. No way. So now I can break the Substitute, but now I can go for something like Shadow Ball and take me out, right? Which is going to be very unfortunate. So it's got the sub up. I can break the sub there. But instead they went for a King Shield behind the subs. It's like, okay, they're trying to block behind the Substitute. Like, what are they doing? Because even with the Substitute up, King Shield is going to fail, and I'm still going to be able to spank that Substitute on its green little backside. So the Substitute is going to fail there. I can go for another attacking move after this, and they're not going to be able to outspeed me. Like, every single time I'll be able to outspeed them with max speed and max attack Dragapult, right? So I'm not sure. Maybe they thought they could. I don't know. That's the only play right there that I had no clue what they were doing. Either that or they misclicked. I don't know if they misclicked though, because they knew they were on Substitute range, right? So we got the stance to change there. They're going to go for the Shadow Ball. That's going to miss, and they're gone. There's nothing I can do. If they go for King Shield, it's going to bust through the King Shield again, and their Aegislash is down. So they're going to do that again. I think where they messed up there, they went for the sub. That was a good play. Go for sub. What they should have done then, instead of going for a King Shield before that, they should have just attacked me with the Shadow Ball. And that would have, you know, most certainly taken me out. Then again, I did have one more Dragapult left too, so I could have probably come in and just taken it outright. So that didn't really change the battle a heck of a lot, in my opinion. So the last Pokemon we got is the Dragapult. As you guys will see there, this is how much it did. It didn't change the battle too much. So now we got a Dragon Dance here from their Dragapult. It's like, man, are you serious? Is this going to have the item that I think that I know it's going to have? So go for the Phantom Force there. I'm going to disappear. It's like, okay, they must have Focus Sash. It doesn't, like, they must have Focus Sash. And then they went for a Substitute. I'm like, oh, not Substitute again. Are you serious? So now I'm going to hit the Substitute. They can freely attack me now. They can take the opportunity they didn't have before. They were very lucky getting the second opportunity again. I guess that's the only weakness about two-turn moves like Phantom Force. So swapping out my Dragapult here, there's nothing I can do. I thought they may go for another Dragon Dance again. So I went into my Dragapult 1 there. And I was like, please go for another sub. Please go for another sub. I've got an Infiltrator set here. And they went for the Dragon Dance. I was like, crap. I've also got, I've actually got one with the Curse Body too. So I was hoping I could get the Curse Body there too. So down goes my Dragapult there. I've only got 2 more Dragapults left. So going into Dragapult 6 here. Hoping for the best. I could maybe get rid of one of their moves. We've got the Dragon Dance here. And that's going to take my Dragon Dance. Not my Dragon Dance out. My Dragapult down. So this is very unfortunate. They had a great counter. Like that, one Dragapult could nearly take most of my team out, which is quite funny. So my last Pokemon is the Dragapult 2. You guys already seen this set earlier on. And we've got 3 minutes left. They're going to take me out the Dragapult, Dragon Dance, and that's it, people. I tried my very best. I will say this, though. I believe I played a much better game, but they just had better Pokemon counters in the end. There was nothing I could do. Thank you for the game, Silver. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. It was loads of fun doing this team, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.